on my street.
This is so...
We're celebrating Halloween early here on the Stockwell Roche Show.
It's like 1997, I think.
Oh, that's old. I think it's like 80s.
Is it even the
That's
80s?
old, really old Will Smith.
Wow.
Wow. Well, welcome back to the Stockwell Roche Show. I'm Jason Stockwell with Remax Results.
Josh Roche, Remax Advantage Plus.
On some of those things are scary. We talked about some scary
I was
things.
thinking Gangster Paradise.
But here's a scary thing: vandalism. We want to touch base on vandalism. Before the show, we were talking. Ben was coming in talking about a situation where there's some vandalism going on, or has happened on a home. Now, Josh, we see buyers, and I see buyers come in. They are buying maybe an investment property. Maybe they are fortunate enough to save up some money. They do not need a loan, so therefore they do not have or are not required to have an insurance binder
You're not supposed
to close.
I mean, yeah, you don't need one, but you definitely should get one.
You should have one.
As an agent, I will always say you need to get an insurance policy.
We recommend it.
Right.
Sometimes people don't. So I've had actually people not get them at the closing, even though I've said, hey, you need to have them. They said, oh, I'll get it sometime soon. Well, you don't know what's going to happen the day you close and after to
Don't
your
tell
cash
anybody that.
investment. So make sure you get it. But if you're buying a vacant property, some people may say, oh, I've tried to get it, I'm not able to get it, or it's hard to get insurance on this. Ben, what
do they do?
First of all, what happened, if you can share, and then how was it preventable, and what's some recommendations?
Well, what happened on this one, it was just a vacant home that was being rehabbed, and somebody broke in, and they did a ton of damage to the interior of the house, mainly focused on the kitchen and then bathrooms. What happened was they had just put brand new custom cabinets in, tore out all the cabinets, took all the doors and hinges off.
Somebody played Ralph Macchio?
Sure.
Yeah.
But then what also happened
Ralph.
was he had put new laminate hardwood floors in, and what it looked like they had a pickaxe in there, and they just started putting holes and stuff in the floor. So it got pretty ugly pretty quick. But the main thing when you're buying these policies for the investment properties, make sure that they have vandalism endorsed on them. There's some vacant properties out there that don't carry that. It's an exclusion on there. I put it on every single one of mine because I think that's the main reason you have that policy, is because the vandalism is such a big thing on these vacant homes. Especially if you get closer to the inner city, there's a lot more trouble running around, and those are the homes that tend to get vandalized.
Well, and also the renovation, you're dumping a good tens of thousands of dollars into the home to renovate it because it was probably in poor condition. So that's why you're putting new cabinets in and updating it and doing all that stuff. And that's what you want protected, is to have that
you want to
part
protect your investment on the house.
Not just the house or the land itself, the existing, but you want to have protected.
What you put into it.
Exactly. So don't underinsure those either, because that's a mistake too, is to have it so that if something bad
bump
happens.
up the coverage, to get the extra coverage on there to make sure everything's protected. It's really not that much money when you really take a look at it per thousand on the price.
Yeah, and you're only usually holding, if you're doing a renovation, or you usually hold those for
6 to 8 months usually.
Yeah, 6 months to a year probably max. So have those covered for sure. So that's great information. You do not, and we hate to see that happen. Crime or vandalism, but it does happen.
And we've seen it a lot too, and especially in 2010 through till now, even on some of these vacant properties. You see copper, you see all the copper being ripped out of the houses, you see all kinds of different stuff.
I've got a friend of mine, he insures a lot of vacant homes as well, and he's actually been fighting on a claim with the same thing. They replaced all the copper and stuff in the house, but somebody stole all of the copper wiring out of the house. It ended up being like $80,000, what it ended up paying out for it.
Wow.
That's a lot of copper.
It's because it's a lot of work to put that stuff.
Right. It was an older home, so they all had the copper.
Yep. And you got to go put all that, run all that in for everything, for all your wiring. That's a heck of a project. So there's a tip for you on buying a home, any home actually. You should have it, whether you're fortunate enough to pay for it with just cash, or whether you're, if you're getting a loan, you are required to have a binder on it, of course, for the loan to protect the lender. But on your own, you should protect your own, just as a bank would protect their own interest. You should protect your interest. It's your money. So that's something that should definitely should definitely happen. As we get into the colder months.
You want to talk about Halloween?
Oh, yeah. What's going on for Halloween, Josh?
I don't know. What are you doing? Are you guys getting dressed up?
We're trick-or-treating.
With the kids?
Usual, yeah.
What are the kids going to be?
We don't know yet. I don't know yet, I should say. Katie probably already knows.
You and Katie get dressed up?
I usually will wear a hat and maybe some sweatpants and a T-shirt with a coat so I can walk around with them. But
Awesome.
I do not
I'm
dress
Chewy
up as
this year.
anything.
Chewy.
You're Chewy.
I'm Chewy. Got the Chewy outfit. Son's gonna be Luke Skywalker, and we're both
cute.
sword
That's
fighting.
great.
So it's gonna
Wow.
be fun. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. How about
That-
you, Ben?
No dressing up for. We're
know-
actually going to the Gopher football game against
okay.
Michigan.
That's
Nice.
cool.
Oh, that would
Nice,
be
Barry.
fun.
Barry. Halloween.
I don't think I'm dressing up.
No, Barry's
No.
not dressing up. Okay.
I'm actually taking nephews out. We're gonna Batman and Robin, 5-year-old and
Nice.
almost 2-year-old Batman and Robin this year. So
That's
should
a
be
good
fun.
costume.
Yep.
Well, my 8-year-old, Clifton Duran III, shout out to him in case if he listens. He will be Scream. You know, the guy from Scream with the long white.
Oh, yeah, the
yeah.
white-
Yes.
He gets super into it and loves Halloween.
No.
Wow.
It's, yeah.
Nice.
I bought my son like 3 outfits.
Oh,
Yeah, he's
so
nuts.
you
He-
guys
that's-
get into it. No, you get into it.
I don't
if
get
you did
into it.
3.
He does. That's what he wants to do. He wants to
Oh,
go to
but you could
Halloween
have said
stores all
no
the time.
after one.
Just we're driving. No, I can't.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Not after he scores like 8 goals in a game. I gotta go.
That's
do
true.
something.
I like Halloween,
true.
but you do get too much stuff, so it's always hard to pull it away to the kids and then sneak it for yourself. But no, I'm just kidding.
Have you guys been up to like any neighborhoods in the Twin City Metro that have the scary yards yet with all the different stuff? I know in the northern suburbs there's a few of them that are just they're actually pretty dang scary when you're out there.
Really?
Yeah, they've got the lights on. They're blowing it up like it's Christmas, and it's like a haunted house going right up to the door. It's crazy right now.
Yeah, I've seen a couple that had like a. Actually, this is a funny story. I was with a client looking at a Hennepin County foreclosure auction property on Park Avenue in Minneapolis, and so the auction's coming up, tax forfeited properties. So if you have questions about that, call us. But anyway, we're there, and in the yard was a bunch of headstones. And we were talking, and my client goes, "Oh my gosh, there's a cemetery right here." But we didn't. It wasn't like we were paying attention to everything, But it was in the front yard. But they did such a good job. Kudos to them on decorating that it looked like it could have been
It
a
looked like real
small
headstones.
half of a
Cemetery.
block
Oh my
of a
gosh.
cemetery. It was just kind of their side yard, But they did a great job. So anyway, so there's some
awesome.
good.
I just thought I'd talk a little Halloween. I know it's coming
Some
up.
of those houses do get pretty scary.
They do.
I had a neighbor growing up, and we were so afraid of it when we were really little that we'd walk all the way around it, as far away from the house as possible.
I love those old houses.
I remember an old one in my
Yes.
neighborhood in Red Wing that didn't matter if it was Halloween or not. In fact,
It was just scary all the time.
They didn't even do anything.
You wanted to call
Didn't even do
Ghostbusters.
anything for Halloween to make it. It was just that scary all the time. It was like that Home Alone one with the guy that you're always afraid of. That's what it was in Red Wing. So if anybody's
that's
listening down there,
great. In Red
they probably
Wing.
know
Okay.
where it was. But here's we got a couple minutes here. Go over quick tips for preparing for winter for your home. Do the basic stuff and or hire it out to have someone do it. Clean the gutters. We talked about that. Close all your faucets and valves and turn them off inside so that they don't freeze. I see some of those burst.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not fun, folks, in the winter when
Yep.
it's 10 below or 0
don't
or
sprinkle
From your
Systems.
hose outside,
Yes.
right? You got to get inside
Your
and turn
sprinkler
it off.
systems
Yes.
outside.
Yes,
Yep.
those can be
Okay.
very, very pain in the butt if those go. And
People don't realize how important the furnace cleaning is.
furnace cleaning.
People
yes.
do not
Yeah,
do
huge.
that, but really, if you want to keep it running really well for as long as possible, clean it. Have it cleaned.
Yeah, and
Don't clean
especially
it
now.
yourself. Don't
Well,
clean it yourself,
now,
but have it
Right,
cleaned.
right.
It may not have ran for a while. We may not have run air
Yes.
conditioning for a while. Now
Check
you
the
fire up your
vents.
furnace and it just
Right.
blows all this
Yeah.
crap into the air. So those are a couple of good things. And then just do an overall inspection on your home and then wrap your air conditioner, turn it off, and do the fuse thing where you turn it
Yes.
around. I mean, little stuff like that you know as a homeowner, but maybe if you're a new homeowner, you'll learn it from the in-laws or
Excellent
from your
tips.
parents or from
from the
someone.
neighbor.
Or from the neighbor, yes. So,
Good tips. Good tips.
So thank you, Nikki Knuckles with Wells Fargo. Upcoming events real quick.
October 29th at Wilder, 5 to 7, and then November 4th at the Minneapolis Urban League.
Awesome. And then Jennifer Gagne, feel free to reach out to her anytime. HMSnational.com is the website, and she'll be on our Facebook page and website. Ben Nelson, Farmers, thanks for your input and advice.
I want to give a shout out to my little girl. She just turned 9 years old. Happy birthday, Izzy.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And happy Halloween week, and have a great Halloween. We'll be back next week. I'm Jason Stockwell with Remax Results.
Josh O'Shea, Remax Advantage Plus.
Love yourself and love others.